Hello, I'm Toycat, and a lot of attention has been drawn to the fact that we as a community will be deciding some of the features in the next big Minecraft update. Will there be tumbleweeds, will there be frogs, or will there be snowy snow? Yes, that's a real option. But the choice between the three biomes of updating is something that's been going wild on the internet, and a lot of people do have their own opinions. But here's the deal about Minecon Live. Minecon Live will have a vote section in which we, the community, will be voting on a part of the next update, but the much bigger part of this next update and the much bigger part of Minecon Live does not involve voting, and I wanted to let you know exactly what is going down with the rest of that, what announcements we know are coming, what announcements we expect are coming, and also the biggest part of it all, which is of course cave update stuff. We're going to talk about all of that and more in today's video, which I hope you all do enjoy, so like if you do like it, but let's dive straight into it. So here's the deal about Minecon Live. It's a once a year event that is a replacement for the Minecon physical event where there was an actual convention anyone could go up and show up to, and now what it is they fly a bunch of creators and modders and staff members, etc. out to a big event, and then they don't record most of it, and then 2 hours is a live show that you and I can watch. It's kind of weird the way they replaced it, and I think honestly the biggest reason was to get rid of those cringe moments that everyone was like, ooh yeah, that.
What's the recommended amount of dedicated RAM I should have to the server?
Just a little bit painful, and the goal is to make a show where they can get the information out there in the most condensed and polished form possible. So yeah, in the 2 hours of the show, you can expect to see YouTuber co-hosts. They've mentioned they've got a bunch of YouTubers that aren't necessarily famous for Minecraft, but are Minecraft players on some level. So expect to see some smaller YouTubers that are, you know, maybe picked for different reasons to last year's YouTubers in terms of size. Let's also talk about the fact that this year we're going to be, you know, seeing a lot of different announcements that aren't necessarily directly related to 1.15 or 1.16, whichever way you want to call it, because we also know this year is when they're making some big changes to Minecraft on the Bedrock Edition. Not only has it been confirmed, reconfirmed, and you know, like they've kept on adding to it, that Minecraft PlayStation 4 is just a matter of time until it switches over to the Bedrock engine. I would say they're going to make the big announcement at Minecon Live, but they're going to talk about that at least some amount. But also Minecraft Bedrock is changing its skin system entirely to the persona system. So you can buy a skin, but then you can also buy things to put on your skins. Would you like to buy capes? Perhaps the sort of cape that you might get previously for free for attending Minecon? That's a thing you'll be able to buy, and you can expect that this is going to be one of the big pushes they can do, because us as the community, the Minecraft fan base, we are the audience they most need to get on the side of something that is such a huge microtransaction change. So expect them to be like, hey, a lot of people were asking for this and we couldn't do it, so because of community demand, we're doing microtransactions on skins. Expect to see like a big push for that in a really kind of subtle way that kind of ends up that way, because yeah, they've been already kind of doing the propaganda game where it's like they need to make it seem like we asked for microtransactions and that they're not just throwing them in there to make some money. So expect to see a big part of the Minecraft persona, you know, skin system be announced, but be announced in such a way that it doesn't seem like it's paid, and also it seems like we requested it, and also it seems entirely positive, and yeah, and then they're gonna be very clear that it's not for Java, I have to imagine, or maybe they might make the push there. We don't know for sure, but that's definitely gonna be one of the biggest announcements they're making, and that you should keep your eye out. As well as that, there's also a bunch of good things that Minecraft as a company does that they usually try to promote during these sessions, and although I think they need to be more engaging with how they do it, it is really cool that, you know, by supporting Minecraft, you support the block by block missions, you support the things they do of the UN, again, like Minecraft and the UN. It sounds like a crazy collab, but it's real, so you can expect to see stuff like that. But the biggest thing, the thing where my eyes are gonna, you know, peak up, you're gonna be able to see it in the live stream that I'm doing tomorrow, where you can kind of do a party live with me if you want to. But yeah, the biggest thing you can expect to see in the show is going to be the big reveal of the next big update. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, wait a minute, Toycat, you said that wasn't the biggest thing happening. But here's the thing, right? We are voting on 3 features to be added, 3 features which are undefined in every single way. Are mangrove trees a new type of tree? We don't know. We can't even really suspect that. What does snowy as snow mean? We don't know. What does an entire overhaul to the mountain biome look like? We don't know. We can suspect it's the biggest, but we can't go beyond that. So here's the funny thing. We don't really know what these features are. We're going to be voting on them, and that's going to alter the impact of this update a little bit. But the biggest part of the update, the theme of the next big Minecraft update, the one that you're all waiting for, the one that we all every single year are very excited about, that big theme is being announced at Minecon Live. Jeb, the lead designer for Minecraft, has confirmed this both indirectly and actually directly as well. So we know that there is going to be a big reveal for the next big update. How many features are we going to see? We don't know precisely. What does a big reveal mean? We don't know precisely, because they've only really done this a couple of times. So So yeah, we just have to kind of expect that we're going to see a decent feel for what the update's going to be about. Some things using concept art and some things that are just developed for the game right now in some really early beta form. So yeah, I was very excited and hyped when we first saw the update to Aquatic. I think the Village and Pillage, or I think at the time it was the Cats and Pandas was what we saw, but I was excited by the concepts of those, and I'm curious to see how they go forwards. But we can't make this video without saying anything more about like what that update theme is most likely to be, right? Because of course it could be, here's the Never update. It's the Never and Lever update. We've changed Lever so that it works better in the Never. You know, they can make a bunch of different you know, theme concepts like that. However, let's go to the feedback.minecraft.net website. The website, they're always saying, hey, go vote here. We want to hear your opinion. This is the place for your feedback, your thoughts, etc. If you go to that website right now and you sort by top of all time, as in posts that haven't been removed, posts that are still up, and which ones have the most upvotes, you can see how there's a bunch on there of like 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, and what's that at the top with 12,233 upvotes. Actually, it's more if I probably refresh. At the very top, as of since I pressed refresh, 12,382 votes. And you know, these aren't just any old votes. You have to actually log into I think it's a Microsoft account or a Minecraft account, but you have to log into a real account. These are 12,000 real people. It's the most upvoted thing they've ever had on a site where they officially say, we want to hear your opinion. We want to add your most upvoted things to the games. And yeah, so the fact that Cave Update is not only the most upvoted thing on their official site, which we did only, by the way, because they said like, I mean, what does Reddit feedback mean? What does Twitter feedback mean? What do these YouTube comments mean? But bear in mind, there is an entire subreddit dedicated to the Cave Update. And you know, I was quite depressed. I think it has more subscribers than my subreddit. More people want a Cave Update than one IBX Toy Cat in the world. I mean, it hurts, but I totally understand it. You know, it's become one of those things that, you know, it started with like a little joke on this channel that like, yeah, caves need updating. It's expanded. So many other YouTubers have jumped on board now. So the Minecraft subreddit as a whole, everyone seems to agree with me on this one that we need a cave update. And I think the fact that this next update doesn't have to be dedicated to caves. In fact, I would say it's kind of unlikely that Jeb will come out and say, hey, you know what we've got? The Cave and Rave update. Yeah! I don't think Jeb's going to do that. I think that Jeb, if I had to, you know, guess him as a person, he's not the sort of person who will make changes solely based on, you know, feedback. Because Minecraft is a game that needs to develop on more than feedback. You need an actual, you know, development team, a drive going forward, you know. It can't all be based on the feedback. However, at the same time, we do know he cares some amount about the feedback because combat, you know, despite the fact that everyone wants it to change back on Java, right? Like, by everyone, I mean the overwhelming majority, combat has not changed yet. He wants to do it in a right way that is beneficial for the game, not just beneficial for people yelling on Twitter or whatever. And I think in the same way, the Cave update isn't something we're going to see guaranteed because it's the most upvoted thing. I think they can totally ignore our requests for a Cave update to be the next theme of the next big update, and I think that's a shame. However, at Minecon Live, expect to see somewhere in there some nod, some nudge, some, you know, like little bone given to the Cave update because, you know, again, I think expecting the entire theme to change would be kind of ridiculous. And that's why even in my bet, if you don't know, I bet $1,000 that there would be some cave features in the next update. You can read the precise terms in that video if you want to, or listen to them, I guess, rather. But the reason that I think that we're going to see something is because to entirely ignore the largest section of your community, the most vocal proponents for your game who want to see the caves updated and who have a good point, by the way, because how many years has it been? Oh, wow, literally all of them. Is that what you're saying? I think to ignore that would be insane. So somewhere in there, they'll be like, okay, let's imagine the next update is the Never and Tether update. It's a Never update that also adds wireless redstone that you can tether to from various mobile devices. But anyway, you get the point that like if they make this update and they add all the new features, they're like, hey, we've got Never wolves and we've got you know, red Never bricks, except for real this time, and whatever else you know, they say they're gonna add, and then they would be like, oh, but also maybe some caves. There's gonna be some reference in there. I don't want to guarantee it. I think there is a chance that someone over there is like, no, we can't let the community know that if they want something, they'll get it, because then they'll start wanting more things. There could be some genuine business manager or some genuine ridiculous employee thinking that, but with almost no uncertainty, I would say not having any cave features would be silly. So expect to see some nudge to that regardless. As far as what do I think the main theme will be, again, caves would be my probably best bet, but I'd still say it's like less than a 10% chance. I would say a Never or an End update would make a lot of sense because Jeb has said repeatedly, every time people ask when is the next you know, dimension coming, he's like, hey, we need to update the existing dimensions. And given that you know, updating a biome or updating a concept every single update is kind of the theme they have, so ocean, dimensions, followed by villages. I think a whole dimension would be a logical step up, because why not update the entire Nether? It's the most important, biome, you could argue, because it covers an entire dimension. So yeah, I would say that the Nether update actually is probably a pretty solid, bet. But honestly, the thing is they've been keeping this very locked down for a reason. No one actually knows for sure. A lot of people tell you they know the secrets and that they've got a secret source on the inside or whatever. And maybe if they're actually physically at Minecon, you can maybe believe them. But even then, I would say we're going to be learning tomorrow. We're going to be learning on Saturday, and the time for that will be on screen. Actually, it's not going to be on screen. There'll be a live event that you can click in the description. They'll take you to a live countdown to when it's happening. Again, I'll be doing my live reactions and thoughts with everything like that. It's a fun thing we do every year. They encourage you to do parties, and my party is on the internet, because you know where all my friends are? On the internet as well. I should get some real friends. Thank you very much for watching this video, because I'll see you though in the next one. Have a nice day, or don't, I mean, like, it's Friday. If you have a bad Friday, then something's probably worse in your life in general. And if you have a good Friday and a bad, worse life, then, is that gonna help you? Maybe you should be focusing on the internal engine that's creating all these unhappy days, and maybe you should focus on making that a little bit better, so that when people ask, are you having a good day? Your default answer might slowly become a yes, but not like a sarcastic, I want you to go away yes, but an actual, oh yeah, my day is probably gonna go well, because most of the days of my life go well, because I try to remove the negative things from my life, and try to add as many positive things in there to replace it. But that's just my thoughts. I'm just an internet cat. I hope you all enjoyed your Friday evening Toy Cat video, because I'm gonna go, I think I'm in like a museum in the dark right now. I'll let you know how that is on Twitter, I guess. Or I won't let you know ever, because I'll be murdered, and wouldn't that be a fun story? Make sure to smash the notification bell, because if I'm dead, you won't even get any notifications. It will just boost my ego. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.